Welcome to Keeping in Sync with Copilot this week, Copilot 365, or Microsoft Copilot, or just welcome to Keeping in Sync with Microsoft 365 for this week, the 20th of November, as we reach the end of the year, or getting close to it. A big week of announcements. Basically, in case you haven't picked up, it's Copilot. So let's get into, the Copilot news. Now, as with every week, reminder, there is a disclaimer that not all features will be available to you depending on your organizational settings, and also certain dates may change and most likely will. And as we're seeing with every week when I do these, a lot of the times some of the features will be based on the licenses available to you. So, as I mentioned, Copilot for all. So, Bing Chat Enterprise has now been renamed to Microsoft Copilot and is available to most Microsoft 365 users, subject to your existing license level. However, it is important to know that this is different from Microsoft Copilot for Microsoft 365, fantastic naming there, which is a separate paid license and shows up in Teams, OneNote, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Loop, Whiteboard, and other areas. So don't get too excited if you do see Microsoft Copilot in your browser, as it's not the same thing as Microsoft Copilot for Microsoft 365. Now, on the side of Windows, or more so OneNote, I've mentioned this previously, but the OneNote for Windows 10 app is being retired in 2025. Now, this is different from the OneNote that's installed as part of Office, or Microsoft 365 apps, as it's now called. But we do have, it is a firm reminder that this is happening in 2025. So while you still have time before it's finally put out to pasture, the sooner you switch to the full OneNote, the better. Now, in the same way that you can open a Word, PowerPoint, or Excel file in their respective desktop apps, you can actually now open any file in its desktop app, edit it, and the changes will sync to OneDrive. From the OneDrive My Files or from a SharePoint document library, you'll be able to select Open in App to open a file in its native app. Now, this does rely on the OneDrive sync being on your computer and configured to tell the browser that you actually have an app to do that. This is rolling out now to late January 2024. In the Copilot news, summary by Copilot in Outlook will scan an email thread to look for key points and create a summary for you in Outlook for Windows. Now, this option to summarize an email thread will show at the top of an email, and the summary will appear at the top as well. So now you don't have to read everything that is sent to you. This is rolling out now to late January 2024 and is only for those licensed with Microsoft Copilot for Microsoft 365. Now, soon you'll be able to use Stream to record a video of yourself, your screen, or both directly from Outlook and insert the recording in your email. However, this feature will only be available in Outlook for the web and the new Outlook for Windows, or as I call it, Outlook Express. This is rolling out December 2023 through to March 2024, because why give Microsoft Copilot any text to be able to summarize for you, like I literally just showed you in that previous screen? Let's really challenge it by making it analyze your video instead, which is a feature that it can't do yet. Now, also from a naming perspective, as part of the grand unifying vision of Project for the Web, Planner, and To Do, there are going to be some name changes happening. Project for the Web is being renamed to Planner (Project), but the functionality will still remain. So we'll see this in the Project for the Web app inside of Microsoft Teams, as well as in the tab. And that's rolling out late January to early February 2024. And the Tasks by Planner and To Do app in Teams is just being renamed to Planner, which is rolling out right now. So over to new features instead of renaming existing ones. The SharePoint eSignature is Microsoft's first-party electronic signature, meaning that you don't have to have a third-party service like DocuSign or Adobe Sign. And what this feature allows you to do is to easily request e-signatures on a PDF document via SharePoint Online. So signers can also easily add their electronic signature, and signed documents are saved securely back to SharePoint. This is rolling out to the US first from now to early 2024, and the rest of the world sometime in 2024 because US first. Over in Teams, because hey, we haven't heard from Teams for a while. With the new layout of Together mode, it will be displayed underneath the shared content. Now, users will be able to see participants in Together mode and shared content simultaneously in a completely new way versus one or the other, which is what we've had to date. The full Together mode experience is available, including raised hands, reactions, and name labels. This is rolling out early December 2023 through to mid-January 2024. Also in Teams, because, it's not just about Copilot, there's some Teams stuff in there. When using external access for Teams, users are receiving a meeting chat invitation, so a meeting chat invitation from an external Teams user will be prompted with the option to acknowledge or leave the meeting chat. Now, this particular functionality already exists for one-to-one and group chats with external people when they invite you to it, but is now applicable to meeting chats as well, and is rolling out early to late December 2023 this year. Now, another change, but in a really good way, the notes in Teams meetings have already been replaced from the horrible wiki-powered functionality, and now we're using effectively Loop. And now that functionality that we've already had in Teams meetings is actually coming to meetings in channels as well. So after the meeting, those collaborative notes will remain accessible for all participants on the Teams calendar meeting details page. And this experience is a Loop component, so they can be copied out of the meeting and into chats, group chats, emails, and other files that support Loop. This makes prepping and follow-up even more seamless because of these Loop components. This is rolling out early January 2024 to March 2024. And in Teams on mobile, some updates to the in-call user experience on the mobile app. The transfer, share, and hold options will now be on the call stage, and these particular button moves and updates will make it easier for users to access calling capabilities, which is redesigning the user experience during calls. This is rolling out early to late December this year. Now, with voice isolation, you can enjoy clear and interrupted calls or meetings no matter where you are. Now, this particular feature uses AI to filter out background noise, including other people's voices and dogs and whatever else, crying babies, things that probably you shouldn't be neglecting. But by leveraging your voice profile, this advanced noise suppression capability ensures that only the user voice or your voice is transmitted. Now, whether you're in a busy office, a noisy cafe, or a crowded airport, you can communicate with confidence and clarity. Now, if you are worried about the voice profile, no, Big Brother is not listening in on your calls. The voice profile is a completely opt-in feature in Microsoft Teams that was rolled out recently and can be found under the Recognition tab in Teams settings. The voice isolation feature is rolling out mid-January 2024 to late February and will be enabled by default. But as I said, you still have to enroll in the recognition functionality for it to work. Also in Teams, we've got, you may have seen the new Teams on your desktop, but now it's also coming to the web version. If you use Teams in Edge or Chrome, then you'll now see the option to switch to the new Teams, which is apparently near identical to the desktop new Teams. However, is missing just a few features because feature parity. So this switch is available now, but only if new Teams is enabled by your IT team. Oh, we've done with Teams. But we're back onto Copilot. Now, Copilot for Windows is already, Copilot in Windows, got to be specific with language, is already available for the latest version of Windows. However, will soon be made available to Windows 10 in the coming weeks. Now, just to be clear, this Copilot in Windows is effectively what was the Bing chat functionality. It's now simply called Copilot. So basically, you're just getting that chat capability to search the public web from within Windows. And that's it for keeping in sync with Copilot, Microsoft 365 this week.